Nuke slowly into their map pool, it's not a bright sign.
Still, NaVi have been pretty big on individual performances to help get them this far, and we know with Team Spirit, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, because we're in the Imperial March here. Electronic up on top of the main. Now Bit holding for this ramp push. He's about to get rewarded. Glock in his pocket, ready to rock it, but only one kill goes his way before he's traded. Never mind about them dual Berettas. They are dead. They are gone. As Perfecto farms the ramp push.
NaVi is such a good pistol team. I feel like every single player can pop off on these pistol rounds, but specifically this trio of Simple, Bit, and Perfecto, so consistent. And they've all been playing well this tournament as well, worth noting. NaVi, I'm excited to see this T side. What they cooked up against Rare Atom the other day was just horrendously difficult to deal with. They did A hits for about 12 rounds in a row, and every time there was a different player dropping silo mini main immediately and just triple splits into A. And Rare Atom just didn't have the crossfires, they didn't have the procedures, and so NaVi got away with murder.
Just felt like they were dry running at points in that one. Yeah. This is going to be a pretty tall task for Spirit, all things considered. I mean, we look at the record, but I think that also the way that NaVi were able to bring it back on Anubis has to hurt a little bit if you're in the Spirit camp there. Just felt like everything was under control, and then all of a sudden, Simple is multi-fragging you at will.
I feel like we've seen Maui, maybe agree or don't, a lot more leaning towards these A hits in Nuke as of late. I feel for a long time the meta was the smoke wall outside and the varieties of smoke wall and going for secret takes. And while smokes still get used almost every round in gun rounds to at least set a precedent, I feel like we see less secret takes than ever. Teams on City side have figured out the protocols in place to deal with lower takes, and it often just gets blocked by utility. So that's why we see smoke walls into fakes, back into ramp hits, or into top splits or these hell wraps. I feel like A is the object of everyone's desires when it comes to Nuke T-size nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's potentially anecdotal. I'm not necessarily sure about the numbers in terms of which site teams are favoring more so, but I would tend to agree with you. I think that just simplifies your playbook. If you have a really good A hit, you're pretty likely to just keep abusing that, as NPL farms a couple of kills right here. In fact, Perfecto still in control of that ramp room from the previous round, but I think that if you really do just have the keys to open up A, why not just keep using them?
I'm just thinking about so many of the Nuke games we've had here at Pro League, like Eternal Fire, we're just doing it all group long. So were Furia, NaVi, Fnatic, ENCE.
I think it kind of makes sense, but in my eyes, because the lower site, right, is the one that you can shuffle players to like knock them out of play, right? And on top of that, you can't actually, if you think about it, you can't actually exec into B. You exec to get to secret, which gives you the avenue to B, but because of how the B site is, because of where it's located on the map, you're not actually like throwing some like set nades to get you in there. It's kind of like this brawl once you actually get through secret and get that map control, right? So yeah, in terms of like a cool where you're gonna have util to support, you're gonna be able to displace, A is kind of the only site that you can like do that with in the way that you're used to on like every other map in the pool.
You're just taking the fight on your terms so clearly with it. Yeah. And you're never really going to run into a 5-man A stack at the start of the round. You pretty much know everything that's possible for the CTs. The only thing that's really going to be a hindrance to your push is going to be good counter utility, because I think these teams at this point have more or less perfected what A execs are. And so they know about guy back silo is going to be blind. They know the guy that's on top of the rafters is going to be blind. They know that these spots are mollied out. And so they have so much control.
Simple's here to play. He had a very good map back on Anubis. Plus 10, 27 kills. Not a bad game at all, so let's see if we can keep it going. For now, Spirit save a Deagle, nothing else. NaVi go 2-0 up, flawless, and a full eco for Spirit. NaVi with a chance to build into their T side nice and early.
Yeah, we'll see what Spirit's able to answer with. It doesn't seem like it'll be too much into the upcoming round, though, because there was an investment in round number 2 here. So we just get some pistols out. Dualies on a round like this.
Yeah, a lot of people have been doing this like on eco rounds. I don't really get it. I feel like P250 is so much more effective for the same price.
Agreed.
Just to get that quick headshot. Dualies, where are they? Close on ramp boost. Okay, I hope we get to see these.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Into armor.
How much does the Wild Lotus skin cost, Maui?
Don't trigger him, Harry. He's already lost. There's no prize on the line.
I knew I won in spirit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you lost.
I like this from Chopper. And I also like that he's doing it with the Bowie knife.
It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
one
a
hand
knife.
on the ladder, the other hand on the blade. That's how Chopper
You should
does
hold
it.
the handle, not
It's
the
a-
blade. It would hurt quite a lot, I think.
It's a double-edged sword for Chopper.
Nice.
It's like Crocodile Dundee.
That's not a knife. That's a knife. Patsy, that's a dig with outside. Splits bit in two as NaVi take the A site. The gun's been picked up, but it will be put away.
Yeah, pretty clear-cut round for NaVi to put them on the third. Be interesting if Patsy's able to actually take that Galil into the upcoming round, could bolster their economy a little bit. Help you buy full utility and everything. In fact, it'd be very beneficial because then he could just drop an op on top of that. And then Wonderful would probably have enough for an op in a later round down the road.
Ooh. Oh my god, he's getting harassed.
Yeah.
He won't live. Patsy can maybe get an upgrade, but there's a lot of players here defending that gun. Oh, you take... Oh, the reloads on both.
They all ran out of bullets.
Well, he'll keep his Galil armor as we go into the first gun round of the half. Do you think Spirit are going to come in with an opening move, or are they just going to play default?
I think they'll start with default. I can't imagine too much. The only way you would start with something different is if you have a really strong read. Like, for example, you know, NaVi loves sending it down secret for their first gun round. So maybe you start somebody down control doors immediately, try to contest that secret play. But yeah, I think we are getting the pretty standard approach from Spirit here.
Cracking open a cold one into the mic now.
Oh no,
Harry.
Wonderful's actually lower.
Delicious.
Delicious. Love that.
That's a little monster in my belly.
You're pregnant?
Yeah, I didn't want you to find out like this, Hugo, but yeah, it's yours.
Well, obviously.
Patsy and Wonderful. They're two players, and they're both looking into the eye of the beast right now. Wonderful. Down at secret, AWP in hand. They're gonna swing him, and that shot misses. He's wide on the angle as well. There was no getting away from it there. Patsy trying to step up to the mark, but only good for one. It's a total wipeout for Team Spirit.
I know Wonderful missed a shot anyway, but the first player swang, and then the second one jumped after. Like,
Yeah,
that's
what?
the wrong order to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But Bit just got the kill, so it didn't matter. But that looked very funny. Bit, oh, no laughing matter right now. He's not playing games up the vent, but it didn't matter either. NaVi all over the board with 4.
It looks like Spirit actually had the read there, though. I mean, putting Wonderful in secret on the very first gun round there, you were expecting that kind of play. It's just down to missing the shot. So that's got to be a little bit frustrating, mostly for Wonderful.
He wasn't missing on Anubis.
No, he was fantastic. That was really a sight to behold, the way that he was locking down Dark. You know, it's just re-peek after re-peek. Anyone that peeked him, instant death. So maybe losing a little bit of steam on map number 2, which leads Spirit to call their first timeout of the map.
Simple went 5-1 in fights last map against Wonderful to his favor. 3-1 on AWP duels, so yeah, something worth noting.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Hey, I mean, with the numbers, sort of backs it up. He
Dude,
doesn't rate him.
it was such a clear-cut answer. It was like he had the number ready, you know, like...
Could you tell the story of what Simple said for any audience members that maybe didn't catch it? How did it go?
Yeah, he just got asked, well, so essentially Team Spirit gave like a ranking of CIS teams, and NaVi wasn't on the list, allegedly.
Right. I was on that segment.
And then, you know,
Freya asked,
Freya asked Simple, what do you think of Wonderful? Because he has a lot of inspiration from you, and like, you know, and then Simple just goes, oh, 6 out of 10. Yeah. Oh. Hey.
You shouldn't rate people,
No?
guys. You shouldn't rate people, especially people of the opposite gender. Just keep those to yourself.
What about the same gender?
I think when it's in a competitive environment like this, it's actually fine to rate people, but I was more making a general statement just
Yeah.
on like what being a good person is about.
That should be your character name, General Statement.
General Statement.
You run the army. General Statement on the line here. Right, some util getting lobbed around. They're setting up for an A exec with all this util ready to rain over the top. That sentence came slowly. NaVi still leaning over towards ramp. They don't have to commit with this. They lob in the first volley of util. They get the opener. They're trying to gauge the reaction right now out of Team Spirit. Another man up close to the hut is just another man to feed MPL, who's currently Bames Jonding, but he's gone one step further at 8-0. It's a nice game for the Nipple.
He's looking pretty formidable. I think the jury's still out for me on NPL.
I just don't see what they see, like what stands out, you know? It feels like there are flashier young players.
Yes.
You know, obviously the academy, like having him already in your organization is a huge temptation, and maybe they felt like, not that they missed the boat with m0NESY, but like as much as it makes sense to not have m0NESY on this team with Simple because they're both AWPers, you know, maybe a bit of regret giving him away to G2 and they go on to be the best team in the world and he's a carry. But yeah, no, I agree. I'm not, you know, we've seen him have some really poor games, and I hope that Blade is doing a lot of work with him.
I bet he is, because I think Bit has been suffering from the lack of attention that Blade used to give him.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get NPL up to speed, and because of that, some of Bit's playbook has really just become a little bit too predictable for opponents, which is why we've seen the dip in rating from Bit.
Do you think...
So it's... Sorry, it's like when like a family like has a new child, and so then you know,
don't care about the other ones.
It's why like being is it the middle child sucks, or is it the oldest, or just being a child in general sucks?
No, this was a perfect analogy until we got off the rails there a little bit.
Yeah,
but no, I
if
totally
you had
agree.
to make a bold prediction, Mara, like what would be your MPL prediction for like a year down the line? It's hard.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean. Wow.
Here's my prediction.
Yeah, it's a hard question.
After a rip-roaring map against Team Spirit, MPL goes on to become the new point man of NaVi.
All right,
after a 24-0 map against Team Spirit, he entered godlike form. Right now, he's 8-0 versus Team Spirit. Wonder if it's now. Wonderful. Strikes first. Electronic dead. Oh, they've traded places in the smokes, have they?
What?
Patsy.
Hello.
Oh, my man. What are you made of? Shot in the back of the head now as Bit finds him. We're into the 4v4.
This is a weird round. Bit's working B. There's no one here. He's going to figure that out soon enough. NaVi don't have a lot of nades. They would love to get this bomb down, but they know the AWP was outside, so they actually have to reset it. Go back to lobby. Vent dive. Possibility. If they go A, two players are going to end up coming through main. This is going to be a weird round now for NaVi.
I think they're trying to piece this together onto the A side, but with Bit finding all this space towards lower, they may even consider event drop, but Chopper is right there to catch that, and that is huge. Bit, though, finding the kill means this is all possible for NaVi suddenly, but they are favoring the A site.
Yeah, well, they know they've killed Chopper, who just came down vent. It's one less problem to deal with. Wonderful molly down. Might be thinking about saving, but Simple is chasing in CT spawn, looking for his AWP. Magic's ramp rotate down lower, but it's only a prerequisite to keep his gun. NaVi takes 6-0 on the T side. That was a very scary 25 seconds, very split up with no util, and NaVi get through it without a single casualty.
Just the firepower on NaVi sometimes is something you have to just witness. It seems like everything could fall apart in the blink of an eye, or it should, and then they just bail themselves out with some pristine shots.
It makes you wonder, like, what would that round have looked like if Chopper just didn't move at all, right? If he stayed top hut roof and never went down vent, giving NaVi the route to A and the confidence to actually rush in, knowing there's a man down. It could have been a very good round for Spirit. They had NaVi right where they want them, but a rare mistake from the captain of Spirit.
Look, man, there's this age-old belief that you can have all the strategies, all the set nades, all the ideas, but if you don't click the head, you don't get the kill, none of that matters. None of that comes to matter. And right now, we still have 3 players for Team Spirit yet to put a kill on the board, right?
Wow.
I'm just sounding the early alarms here, guys. It's not the most promising sign, right? Don't get me wrong, slow starts, they happen. Especially when you lose the pistol, you lose the conversions, you fall on that first rifle round. You know, if you really think about the amount of rounds that Team Spirit have got to play right now, kind of feels like 2, you know, in terms of like actually having everything that they need. So there's time for this to get turned around, but the thing that I don't like is that it's Magic's, Siren, and Chopper. Chopper, normally, someone who actually frags well within this team, usually a very reliable piece of the Spirit puzzle. Magic's as well, you know, the kind of like, the young veteran, really, of Team Spirit.
Yes.
Like,
he's the Frozen of this team.
Yeah, as wild as that is. Normally used to seeing him do more. Magic's getting pressured in towards ramp, but they're already out. They're coming his way. He drops off, leaves this smoke behind, but they're coming through it. Magic's first kill, second kill, but that's the end of the line. They lose Chopper on the rotate into the 3-on-3 now. Team Spirit, can they finish what Magic started?
Damn good shots, but I don't think they're going to matter here, boys. Spirit are locked out, no kit. Looking for a way back in, smokes in the face, and Bit a perfect reposition as well. Doesn't even offer up this kill. Means NaVi do have to care about double door. They're not even going to shot it though. And Spirit, the longer it goes on, the more they realize it's setting in now. Ramp timing was there for Wonderful, but he won't peek out. He waits for his double door players to get sliced into 2, and so they shall. Wonderful. Anything on the way out would be lovely, but NaVi won't give it. 7-0 T-side. It feels like that Rare Atom game all over again. NaVi can do no wrong.
No, I got a good feeling about my MPL prediction, though. Got a good feeling about that right now.
Still yet to die.
10-0.
Got a good feeling about MPL right now. Going at the ground floor, mate. That's me.
I think he'll still be on the team in a year, if that's a prediction in itself. I feel like
I think
some people might have been quick on the trigger, the Twitter fingers, to say, you know, get this guy off. But I think if Blade sees something at this point, I've learned to just trust Blade. That's really... If there's anything in CS that you should think is a certainty, it's that Blade makes a lot of great decisions.
Not wrong. Simple's got his orb silo, hoping for player to go wide behind Garage. Lots of util outside for NaVi. And Spirit are going to cross right at the... Oh, sorry, NaVi going to cross right at the end of the smoke. Oh, no spot. But you can presume. You can make a guess, and Chopper will be here to get that guarantee. Meanwhile, NaVi, they don't have to commit down here with Simple still at red. They can back up if he gets any kills or if they meet too much resistance. How is Chopper going to do? He went from jump spotting to now looking for a fight.
Oh,
this is all they wanted.
He doesn't often miss those. But luckily enough, they found the opener on a Chopper down into lower. The bomb's still back outside of lobby here for NaVi. Something to bear in mind. Simple can go get it. Oh!
Ooh.
Wait, he was on the ground. Homie was on the ground there. That's a little brutal. Oh, and MPL's dead. First death in the game for him. Oh dear, this one could still get interesting. NaVi hold that man advantage, but the bomb has got to make it across.
Ballsy.
Thankfully, Team Spirit are already backing off in a spawn to save. This is extra devastating because they were maybe a second away from catching this bomb crossing. And suddenly, you know, it's like, it's a live round again. They're in with the chance, a great chance at that, because there would have been so little time for NaVi.
Was the bomb just back behind Silo? Did they see it on Simple like reset, or did he pick it up?
No, it was dropped like back lobby, and so they tagged him as he went back to get it, so they never saw him grab the bomb.
That is sad for Spirit to know, well, to not know, but that round is extremely winnable. 20 seconds, kill Simple, you've won it. Simply.
Yeah, they were that close, but
dude,
0-8.
I would love to hear your thought on this. I think you know, my take on MPL is just I think that he doesn't have, you know, the experience yet, and with that comes like this ability to, if you're having a rough game, you kind of tell yourself like, yeah, everyone has rough games sometimes. You know, there's one like kind of a bit of a difficult one, doesn't define who I am, but I think when you are like MPL and you know there's eyes on you, you know everyone's looking at you in this team. I think sometimes if he gets off to a bad start, it feels irrecoverable at times, right? Like he tries to play safer, he tries to play more measured. In doing so, it's like he's never kind of getting that part of the game like going again in his head. He ends up having like low impact rounds, and that's why I think the fact that he's, look at this.
Oh, just shooting the little radio on his shoulder.
But yeah, I think, you know, with him being off to such a good start here, that's alleviated a lot of my worries. I think MPL probably will keep up a good performance throughout the rest of the game now. Oftentimes, I feel like so much of what you get out of this individual is kind of based around how the opening, I don't know, let's say like 10 rounds go.
I think that's a really astute observation. It's hard to even argue against it because I've witnessed those kind of games take place too for him. But this might be a good start for Team Spirit. Finally, 5 versus 4 advantage. Haven't seen them in this position too often, especially with weapons.
Started with an aggressive outside setup, but that second player, Red, never actually got spotted. So Patty is an unknown quantity. Electronic wants to help out and split this A site, and somehow he read that position. He looked completely unaware, but flicks back and finds that red box player. 2v4. How did this unravel? This was a 5v4 for Spirit, and NaVi, again, no concessions on this top hit. They're bringing the bomb right in.
Yeah, I mean, NaVi have always had like this great ability to go for these kind of like main rap plays. I love watching them do it, man. I really do. I think this little duo that arises of Simple and Electronic outside can be just so hard to contain on both sides of the field.
Yeah, Electronic, one of the best outside takers in the space right now. Really always such a pleasure to watch him work around smokes. I mean, even the way that NaVi has constructed some of their T sides has been based off of what he's able to do with that smoke that lands right at the corner of the mini garage. And then Electronic just, that's kind of his office. And he's made such a living out of it. And this game, it feels like Spirit, even with a good start in this one, they just crumbled in a matter of seconds. Just clean 8 frags, and that's it. 9-0. We have not seen Spirit wake up in this game whatsoever.
This is crazy. 11 kills for all of Team Spirit, and it's, you know, a lot of deaths.
So you're saying NPL is better than all of
Spirit?
Spirit?
13-1,
Yeah.
so NPL better than all of Team Spirit combined.
Wow.
Right now, at least.
Yeah, I have to actually watch what I say, because that'll be the new intro for Pro League.
NPL! He's better than Team Spirit!
The best! Better than Team Spirit! Better than everyone!
Yes. Make it a soundbite. We should just manufacture soundbites in this game now.
What would your first soundbite be, Maui?
Oh, Chopper without the beard, still a chance.
Still a chance. You really sold it there.
Yeah, I couldn't even say it with a straight face.
But he's got a chance, Maui. He's got a chance. Maybe
I hope
he's
someone
gonna kill.
I hope someone in production is working on getting that as a soundbite and having it ready for the next intro. Right, here we are, Team Spirit. Now's the time. This is where they get their first round. You can feel it.
I smell it. Or was that one of you?
No comment.
Yeah. Wonderful. He's got that up. He's got that big green. Got that big money. And the rest of Team Spirit, they've got faith. You gotta have faith.
You gotta have faith, yeah. At the bare minimum.
You gotta have faith, the faith.
9-0. This is just brutal, man. Do we have anything here from Spirit? Smoke outside for NaVi. Couple of them.
Cool camera.
Probably going to fly over. There's one.
Yes.
And there's another one. That makes 2.
That's the one of the Electronic smokes. He is so good at playing around this.
And every round there's different walls of smokes from NaVi as well, which just means you can't even adapt and be like, oh, this is what I want to do this time.
Yep.
Boom, you've got a different thing thrown in your face. NaVi don't even clear back garage. They know they have the room, and they are not wrong. Magic's in a power position, though. Will NaVi duck under? Yeah.
Oh, they stop to fight the main player, and that gives a bit of a timing to Magic.
Oh, what? He looked right at him.
Patsy stares into Bit, but can't get the kill. The Molly's going to force a fight. Bit will hold on. Takes one of the domes, so he's wounded. He's hurt. The flash is nice for Chopper, but he's only good for 1 kill. Siren needs to have eyes in the back and front of his head now, and he's got too many angles to keep an eye on. It's just wonderful with this AWP. Lobby lurk. He's here quickly. But NaVi, they've got their eyes on this position. Scoped him, was Simple, wonderful, bests him in the head-to-head. 2 more still to find. Bit dinked earlier on, is low on health, but Perfecto still feels like a safe bet in at the back of the site. Should be an unwinnable round on position alone. I will say, Bit is facing a little, right? But not enough that Wonderful's going to have an angle here. He would have to worm his way into the site. And so he'll back out. This is NaVi reaching double digits, still a flawless T side.
You can just tell he didn't want to save, and I don't blame him. The call's definitely made like, yeah, both players are tagged up. One is dinked, one I've hit a few times, so that's why he's going for it, but he's just not getting given enough, and he's still going to die at the end. What a hunt for Perfecto. Goes through main, back outside. That's painful.
Just want to remark on the composure that Bit showed in that fight, that duel that he had with Magix towards outside there, to even after being surprised by Patsy just kind of giving him a freebie right there. This duel in particular, to pull out the molly, to duck down. A lot of people might maybe just panic a little bit, just want to take that fight, just get the kill, but to use the utility and still control the spray the way he did, that was instrumental.
Just delaying the uncrouch just a little bit goes such a long way because Magix just ticks in the molly, and you know, he can't run because he's going to get faced.
Oh,
Nice
this is
lobby rush.
This is a real feel-good moment. If Team Spirit can do something else with this round, right, in this 4-on-3.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good moment because they've come in with a bit of lobby aggro, right? They get 2 kills from that. They've kind of done a lot of damage. They've disrupted the NaVi game plan already.
I've got the confetti already ready.
Put it away.
The confetti Bit.
Oh, that's not where you
It's a
wanted that.
pretend smoke. It's a joke smoke. It's a prank smoke. But wonderful blind. They know he's here, trapped in.
Nice
Over
position.
towards credit. Oh,
no.
dear. And there's the win for Team Spirit.
I've never seen Simple miss that in my entire life.
Wow.
I've never seen that shot not.
I got the streamers ready.
They
Let's
did
set
it.
it off. The sparklers too.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
Fire the confetti gun.
They got 1 round.
Yeah, hey, you take it. A little lobby rush as well.
but
a more aggressive opener, a decision being made
Yeah,
by Spirit,
exactly,
not
right?
just getting split.
That's
You
true.
play a proactive round, and the round is as simple as proactive round get. I missed out the S's in that sentence, but try not to think about it, right? It's they just rushed lobby. You know, it's one that you will have heard in your pugs in desperate times, calling for desperate measures. But those rounds sometimes feel the best because you didn't do anything immensely convoluted. You beat them with brawn, not so much brains there, and that's something that you haven't been able to accomplish in any of these rounds so far. You know you're going to make NaVi more paranoid about lobby pushes now too, and so they try to get out through the heart. They go in as Siren, who gets his first kill of the game, now on to a second. Sometimes 1 round will bring back the confidence, and it might have done that for Team Spirit. Patsy lights them up, and it's left on to Simple in the clutch.
A game like this, I'm counting out nothing right now. 1v4 for an ace. Spamming his bullets, hoping for luck to go his way. Fake the reload on his last shot, but he definitely needs to get one off if he's actually going to go for a fight. He needs to be able to string very quick shots together. You know Spirit are going to play the trade game here. Right now they are just holding on. And Simple eventually will realize they're going to give him nothing. He's going to go searching. I'm scared of these wall bangs because eventually he's going to kill Siren. Ooh. Ooh, here they come together. There it is. Any more? They're right above you, Simple, so he won't get the round. Not today. Chopper keeps a lid on it. He doesn't go off the hut roof this time, and it's all the better for Spirit.
Still never felt like you can count Simple out in those kinds of moments, but too many targets, too many adversaries left in the bomb site. And so, yeah, it started with 1. The proactive play seemed to actually embolden Spirit. They started firing back in ways we haven't seen this entire half, and it forces Blade to go with his first time out. I do feel like Electronic's been calling an excellent game thus far, though, and to get this far with probably just whatever's written on that paper and calling outright, his feel has improved as an in-game leader.
Nice round for Siren as well. He ran through that entire hut molly to get behind Vent and still got away with 2 kills before things got weird. So stops an A rush, and I'm not surprised to see NaVi go to it. Something they haven't actually had to use too much in this map, but we know they've got it in them. No AWP here for Simple. No problem to buy it, but they'd rather run it with rifles potentially back to outside.
I like that. They juggled Patsy an extra molly. He dropped the cross molly to try and slow NaVi down a bit here. They extinguish it, but with that comes the information, and now he's got another one that he can look to lob out a little bit later. Patsy playing with fire. Simple drops down off the roof, wants to fight for this control, but Patsy's not in a giving mood, doesn't want to share it. Perfecto trying to get out the hut is cut down, and for NaVi, they're starting to realize that this is Team Spirit waking up here. That 1 round off the back of the lobby push now giving way to a potential 3rd. And Spirit have a late activation in this first half.
NPL was trying to throw a wall of smokes from spawn. There's another one dropped in spawn, so I think that was the game plan, but everyone died before it even came through. NaVi playing very loose in this round, we'll call it.
Yeah, just a huge audible from Simple. He sensed that Patsy was in a vulnerable position and then just goes for the fight, just swings outright. And I will say, Simple on the rifle, not always delivering, but I mean, if you had an op, you'd somehow favor him even more, despite how hectic that was. NPL, though, gets the single frag onto Patsy and actually susses out Chopper's position. But the molly at his feet forces him to dive into lower vents. Magic's holding that decon door, and NPL should not be able to get out of this. But he's actually deployed the smoke, and this may allow him to find a plant at the very least, but peeking on the other side spells doom for him as Wonderful holds the angle.
Spirit are coming back into their own, but it might also be too little and too late with a max half of 5 rounds available on CT Nuke. And, well, they're trying. Got to give it to them. Players breaking their silent streaks, getting on the board with some impact kills. Outside, fights getting won by Patsy in this round. You still feel like NaVi have so much more to show that they haven't needed to. Nice nade, that would be. Oh no, bit dodges.
Yeah, another iteration of the outside smokes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an iteration of them, sure. You know, you don't actually need the smokes if you just kill everyone. So,
Sure.
An alternate method here from NaVi.
This is very important round for Wonderful, and he's not even looking outside, so they're just going to get right up in his face right now. Electronic climbing, scaling quick with no doubt, and this might just be a free kill. Wonderful's got to hit a close no-scope, and even then timings, the paranoia setting in. Easy shot for Electronic, and now the A site about to get crumbled.
Yeah, Siren should be screwed. Magix could alleviate this pressure, but Siren's already dead, and Electronic wins that fight to the outside. It's just a lonely Chopper flying solo in the 1v5. He would love a save. He would love to save, but they're not going to let him. Hidden behind the orange box. Wants to open a portal for elsewhere, but he's been left for dead here. His team's fortress broken down, and NaVi go on to 11.
It was just an excellent string of references, Harry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got
I did used to love the orange box. It was lit.
Yeah. What's your favorite TF2 map?
I don't remember them.
Because I was Dust Bowl, there was 2-4, there was...
I like the one... I don't remember. How don't I remember any of the maps? I know I just used to love running around with... Was the Huntsman, the bow on Sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was my jam.
And you would throw the jars of piss at them.
I love throwing jars of piss.
Oh, no!
Electronic! He's taking a jar! A piss jar! I want to take him to a piss jar! Electronic engine! And Perfecto out through the door.
Oh, he made it. They saw it, though. A little bit too much midnight gaming for NaVi. This is a weird round, though. They've got a man down B. Chopper's just going to take the space. He knows they won't expect this, but Simple always ready, even though it doesn't look like he is. Just hits the flick back. 4-on-4. Mollies himself, so he's got to get out of there. I don't know how that molly spread.
Yeah, that's really...
Is that another molly?
Curious.
Is that CT? No.
I don't think it is. I think it might have bounced on
Yeah.
like the hinge almost, or just the corner of that wall. Weird clipping, maybe.
Oh, the aggro AWP, though, for Magix. It has to connect. If he dies here, the round will fall apart, and NPL spotted him. Can't hit the shot on the pre, and Magix will get out alive. Important kill, as now the AWPs can split back up. NaVi have lower, but they've still got to cross through the unknown with no smoke.
Yeah, it'll be a tough passage as Wonderful holds the line. Taking down Simple and not able to actually take down Electronic. And Perfecto has found some space on this lower bomb site. This is the win condition now for NaVi.
Surely not. 20 seconds. He could flash him aggro ramp if he wants, but which will come first, the plant or the play? It will be that bomb. 3-4 from ramp now, and Electronic starting to set Perfecto up. It hits him, but there's so many players they can cover, and this should be an undoable, impossible, unwinnable clutch, and that will be so. 4 rounds for Team Spirit at the end of the half. It's not a pretty day. This may still be a 2-0 for NaVi, and Spirit need to dig deep if they want any chance in this regional bout.
that I robbed them. I'm in the zone. Can you imagine having a piece of the magic? I'll throw you a bone. Let it be known. I can't miss when I'm on one. They came with their guns, but I bombed them. Thought they was too slick, but the truth is that I robbed them. I'm in the zone.
Don't be afraid of the dark, be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let them rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark, be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living all my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land. Whole wrist covered up in ice. Dealership, never asked the price. I hit the mall and ball with my dogs. Yeah, I swiped it once without thinking twice. Cause this what I was made for. Man, I know this what I came for. On a big stage, couple thousand people, and they do whatever I say so. Have chicks that color of the rainbow. Yeah, chains on me like Django. Be a long way from my tank low. Cause my Tesla charge for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, remind me.
Don't be afraid of the dark, be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let them rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark, be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid.
Making magic when they need it most. Nipple shining bright at the end of that one. NaVi up 11-4. The scores on the doors looking good for a NaVi 2-0. They now move on to their CT side. I'm with Maui Snake, and I'm with Hugo Byron.
Yes,
Indubitably.
of course.
Let's get into this one then, shall we? We've had Patsy do his damnedest to try and keep Team Spirit in this. Currently sat up top of the board. He's been giving good performances. He's kind of been the one silver lining to look to. Everyone else has had a bit of a rough go at it here. Late game recovery is wonderful, attempted to rise through the rankings. So let's see if Team Spirit can have, or at least continue, some of the rounds they put on the board towards the end of that first half. Util out into the A site. Perfecto waits with dual Berettas. And they are coming his way. There's one with the dualies. End of the line for Perfecto. And the plant coming in. It's a 4v4 post.
I'll be playing a bit of a gamble to only have one player on A with no kit. Now they got to retake in a 4v4.
They ain't
didn't
planted
plant yet.
yeah.
They're going for it. They were just scared of a heaven swing, and it's coming. The big nip up above, waiting.
Wow. All right,
What a
Electronic set up with the flashbang, and now the advantage lies with NaVi. They're moving in. From the back of the site come a lot of fights. Bit has seen a lot of bodies, and they know that wonderful. Last man left, back of the site. They run him down as Simple gets the better of him again in that head-to-head.
No time wasted on that retake, right? That's just perfect. Coming up then with a flash. I don't know how that Hot Roof flash full white in Magics like it did, and then just NaVi move in, and they pounce on the backside players. Not much room to hide in the post plants.
That's something to definitely take into your games moving forward. I mean,
Yeah.
that flash right there, it's sometimes the most awkward position to be in when you're Electronic, you're in the vent, you know you have to retake A. You can either go all the way back through Secret and try to come up towards Mini, or you can have your teammate set you up with a beautiful flash that actually makes your position even more valuable. So great teamwork, and that's really what it is at the highest level of CS nowadays. It's really hard to just have individual gimmicks. Everything's got to be a coordinated play.
Khalil's out and about. Spirit, of course, they force off of the plant. By rivals NaVi's, for crying out loud. Simple all the way back in CT.
Yeah, just only a couple smokes, though, for Spirit. Got to deploy these well and make sure they take away as many angles as possible, because Simple just going to be sniping them with the A1S. He has got so many duels that will be presented to him in just a moment's time. Already that one player around Unbreakable, he's taking him down. That's Chopper. And Wonderful, he's keyed in on the angle with his scout, and that's the tag. Now, Simple...
I think he saw, yeah. He saw Patsy.
Oh, he gets Patsy still. Okay, 5 versus 3.
He even went for more. He went for... He re-swung the scout. Like, guys, Unchained. They did get a lot of room on ramp. Bit's timing was not as favorable as he thought.
Simple,
is
buddy.
Boxed in. I think he still probably takes one more with him.
All right, let's see. Can he do it? It's a big ask. Simple. Oh, he's got support. Electronics come in and helped him.
Nice.
They spot that second man trying to get up into the heavens,
hello.
but Electronic decides to fight outer. MPL swinging, brought down low. Could get swung from the heavens. He might need Perfecto to get up this vent pronto. Yeah. Problem is, if they plant for heaven, and the kit's in hell. If they plant for heaven, this round should belong to Team Spirit 9 times out of 10.
But you've got to drop in, right? MPL could still try and rush one of the planters. Let's see what position Magix takes. If he's not aggressive enough, they will find the gap. But he is spotting for both positions. He sees everyone. They come up, he'll let them, but he won't let them go much further. Magix with a 4th kill in the round, and Wonderful steals the ace, but Spirit are just happy to play their game. A 2v4 back for Spirit with Galils.
Yeah, 5v3, 2v4. I mean, that was looking so promising for NaVi after what Simple was able to accomplish towards outside, but they just battle right through it. And a couple 1v1s being given up by NaVi in the mid-round there. Definitely working to Spirit's favor. You can't give them those opportunities. Can't be that free. So now we've got NaVi on pistols. 4 Deagles out. NPL with the Oyster of pistols, the 5.7.
Why is it the Oyster?
This is just continuing the conversation that Machine and Sponge were having in the previous map of if a gun were any type of food, what would it be? And yeah, it just seems like an oyster. It's one where you see its impact, how much of a punch it has, but some people, they don't really want to wield it all the time. And that's why it's the oyster, Hugo.
I love that. A bucket of 5.7s.
Yeah.
What was the Deagle?
We didn't come up with a Deagle one.
Oh, well, I'll let you ruminate over that one for a bit.
Thank you.
Let me know when you've figured it out. Perfecto, dead. And Spirit ready to creep their way into this A site, getting in util. Main smoke requirement. It's actually coming from the other side. Electronic can just go through, so they throw a second, and then negates the need for a first. Bit running away as the molly does spread, does a lot of damage. Electronic will come through the smoke a bit early. Bit was already low, and there's one more man in the site, not for long. Clean entries all the way through for Team Spirit. Simple.
He's got a good timing here. And a UMP.
Ooh, he does.
Oh, they just looked away. Luckily enough, Chopper is quick to react and puts a stop to him running down the planter. Could have been a way back in there for NaVi. Could have been, but isn't. Spirit, keep the rounds coming through the pipeline right now on this T side. Yes.
Yes, of course.
I'm having a tough one with the Deagle, but we could talk about some of the other ones.
What are you trying to come up with the Deagle?
What food item it would be?
Bowl of cereal, because you could have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Okay.
What's the best tasting thing, Maui?
Oh, okay. Harry's going to...
The best tasting.
What is the best food, Harry, of all the foods? And don't say pizza, but like the best.
Rank
like
the top food.
What is number one?
Number one food? I mean, my life has been... I use ramen as a substitute for my personality sometimes. Okay. So I really...
The Deagle is ramen then. TS is ramen. Simple. Dropping down. One with the Deag. Can he get any more? The Deagle. This bowl, it's stacked. Looking for anything, but they're already above him, yeah. They're already climbing up heaven. He didn't even know where he got shot from. Magic's fighting ghosts, and the ghosts win every time.
Yeah,
Gun now dropped back in the lobby. Chopper spots one in the back of the site. There's still this weirdness with the man up in heaven. It's going to give them a good staging platform to try and split A, but they have lost this lobby control. The frequent response, if you lose heaven or outside, NaVi still have a world, but they can try and fight for this plant, but getting denied now. Chopper, wrapped by Simple. He will come in with that backstab. Dead in the heavens, one man left. MPL gets it to the 1v1. But Wonderful is there to close it out and keep things coming up, Spirit.
I'll say this before we even see a gun round, Maui. Is there a chance? Is this building? Is something happening here? Or have we just not seen a gun round?
I hate selling games out too early, but I think NaVi have got this one in the bag, if I'm being real.
Yeah.
Like, the firepower they're showing, even with pistols in some of these rounds, the way they're making these so hard on Spirit, even when they have no business doing so, I've got to be thinking that once NaVi has this kind of weaponry, actually it's a worse buy than I expected. So maybe NaVi are letting this slip away with some weird economic decisions here. I think some people would have honestly argued for a half buy in this case.
Well, let's see if NaVi can get it done with the bare min, or if they will bite off their own finger.
That means minimum.
Oh, bare min.
Yeah, save the syllables so I can get more in for later. Got to be efficient, you know, and Spirit will be with their smokes. Two of them get straight down secret.
Yeah, I'm glad Harry's here for the translations, but Perfecto is going to really have to accomplish a lot in lower at this point. But Electronic is there to support him.
He's got a lot of friends. A lot of buddies down here towards lower. And with Perfecto jump spotting, it's quite a cool way to try and sell this, right? Because normally, Chopper does this a lot. He'll just sit back here, play it alone. Yeah. They weren't ready for Electronic in the vents, and Bits mopped up that last kill. He was there as well. I thought that was Perfecto's spray, but it wasn't. Bit was also moving in through window. Magix and Wonderful, they're worlds apart in this round, but a kill onto the A player could give them the rooting with this bomb into the A play. But this is where NaVi could uproot that entire idea. They're taking Secret back. Timing's everything. Wonderful will catch one, but not the second. And so now it's left to Magix, who's dinked in that first fight, running for the hills now. He hears Simple back in the lobby, and he's screwed. A dead man as NaVi take 13.
That was such great defensive teamwork towards lower there. The way that they were rotating in, they read the likely option from Spirit to be moving down Secret with those smokes, and then at that point, the 1-2 punch between all of the players that NaVi had situated towards lower, it was just perfect. Electronic taking first contact after the jump spot, and then Bit there also as reinforcement. Yeah, this is really terrifying if you're Spirit to get knocked down like that, because the economic damage from the previous rounds forces them onto pistols already.
And NaVi immediately just nuke A with utility in this round, knowing that the money's not there, knowing that Spirit will have to do something aggressive together. Nades and mollies land, nothing there. Now it's ramp. Bit hears them coming. He's already burnt his util though. Simple. Gets dinked very quickly and has to fall off. Still, chasing B means chasing Bit, and he is up for the job. A couple of headshots could come nicely into this round to keep it nice and clean. He provides two. Perfecto's out the door as well. They do not want to go back into this B site. Simple is a shot from death. He doesn't need to engage. Electronic will fall, trying to help his teammate, and Simple buys a few more seconds while Patty attempts to run him down.
Yeah, that's a freebie. Simple so low. Gives over a gun. Might have to find its way onto Siren, but with that bomb still dropped down towards B, NaVi are fine playing it. MPL. Oh, the timing on that is brutal. He just looks away as Magix moves in for the kill. Now both these players are armed. They're very low on health, though.
The bomb is B. Such an issue here for Spirit, considering they're low, right? NaVi can just hold the angles and wait for them to come into their crosshairs. They will have to. Bit, he's already found two from this angle. 3 in the round. It might be an ace on the cards for the young gun. Molly's flashes the kitchen sink, 10 seconds, and they just get deleted in the blink of an eye. 4 kills for Bit as the ramp player stopping that B flood. And Spirit, that was every penny invested into that round. They don't even get a plant.
Yeah, even if Blade is focusing a little bit more of his efforts and attention towards the new kid in NPL, I think Bit is still undoubtedly a world-class ramp holder. Always great in terms of risk assessment, and on top of that, you can never stop praising his mechanics. Aim, best in the world, up there at least.
Yeah, he even re-aggroed and found his third kill and then went back down to B. Simple's just kind of laughing it off. He knew he could have run back into CT spawn, but he went for the fight. They're going to try and then dive dry, and they get one kill, but that should be it. Business as usual for NaVi. 15-7, a statement win against Spirit. They may have fallen to Forza, but in this regional bout, NaVi know what they're playing for. Playoffs, and they're going to make it.
Can't see any world in which Spirit are able to bring this one back, but obviously you got to play until 16 is met. And so, Spirit equipping themselves with a full rifle buy. That'll be wonderful without his trusty AWP. And we'll see if they're able to at least keep the hope up, keep the faith.
Gotta have faith.
Gotta have faith.
Faith. But Simple, scoped up, looking outside, and with Magic's dead, now they might go into this AWP. That landed. Patsy got tagged over towards outside. Oh, well. I can dream, Hugo.
You can.
Gotta have faith, man. Electronic tried to peek over the top of these smokes, and you might be wondering, well, why is he getting down now? Where's he going? Well, he saw that no one was crossing, that this is a ruse, so he doesn't want to dedicate all this attention towards outside. You'll see that Simple is up and left, taking a bit of onus on the ramp side, freeing up Bit to move down lower. 3 players inside of the A site for NaVi. They're set up in such a way that I think Team Spirit, this could be, you know, the last battle, the last chance that they get.
And NaVi is stacked up. Look at this setup. Perfecto not an easy clear either, and they don't want to announce it, so they're not spamming. He won't get spammed at all. It's going to be very hard getting this round. The only way in is dropping Vent, and Spirit don't know that. Poised now as the molly fades. In comes the final attempt, the final push, and MPL, he's had a great game today. He will drop off thanks to the Molotov. Traded after 20 seconds, what can they even do?
If they go down the vent, they're going into Bit, they're going into Simple. If they follow through on the A play, they've still got 2 left to get past, and they will trade Perfecto. It's wonderful in another clutch attempt. 1v2 this time around, and Simple running at him. What a way to end it! That's why you gotta love this guy, man. I mean, you know, the comments yesterday, the little exchanges, he knows that Wonderful looks up to him, and that's what he does to him to end the game, to end it for Spirit, sending them down to the last chance bracket.
6 out of 10 maybe. Maybe he'll even take a number off after that.